The price of gold is back above $4,000 an ounce today. It's been an incredible run this year, up 50% since January. Joining us now with more in this sponsored segment is professional geologist Deepak Varshney, the president and CEO and director of Formation Metals. Deepak, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Deepak, Formation Metals, listed on the Canadian Stock Exchange, you seem to be in a great position to take advantage of rising gold prices. Tell me a little bit about your company.
So we are a North American gold explorer with a very advanced asset in a perfect jurisdiction for the current economic climate. So we came to trade just a little bit over a year ago. Gold's rise has been meteoric, obviously, because of the macroeconomic conditions. And so for us, it's been a wonderful year, right? We've raised just under 17 million to explore our asset this year. We have 30,000 meters fully funded through the end of next year. Huge support from major institutions, and it's been great, right? It's exciting. We just started drilling a little while ago. It's the most exciting part of, I think, being a CEO of a company right now. So,
you said a meteoric rise in gold prices. What exactly is behind this rise in prices, and do you expect it to continue?
I think so. I mean, I think we have a wonderful president who's very focused on. He has his mindset what he wants to do with the economy, right? He wants a weaker U.S. dollar, and I think his policies are very pro gold, right? And that's something you see across the world. The rest of the world seems to be taking a lot of debt, and gold is a wonderful safe haven. It's held its value. You look at it, that's why people love gold. You could have bought 100 years ago, you can buy it today. And so with that in mind, there's really no reason why I would see this rise to stop, right? And I've been a big gold bug my whole life. I mean, part of the reason we have Formation Metals is because we looked at the market a year ago. We really felt that this would be a market in which a gold company would thrive. And so for us, the conditions that we've seen with reason, gold hit $4,500 recently. There's no reason for that to stop, right? You have stockpiling across the world. Banks are stockpiling gold. Investors are stockpiling gold. So, I think that barring some change, and I don't see President Trump changing his policies anytime soon, I think gold's going to keep going. So.
Well, for you guys, the gold has been great timing, but you guys are interested in other metals as well. You're exploring for copper, nickel, I believe titanium as well. Where do you see the opportunity there?
So, obviously, I think with the recent political tension with China, nearshoring our own domestic supply is something that's become incredibly critical, right? I think you often look at other jurisdictions and you think, okay, we can produce there, not in our backyard. And what you realize is we need to bring that supply chain home. And that's a big part of what we're doing, right? The gold story, titanium, copper, goal is to produce this in North America in a safe jurisdiction, where we don't have to worry about governments taking away our resources, or, one day China wakes up and they say, you know what, we're going to restrict the rare earths or restrict titanium or restrict, whatever they feel like at the time. We don't want to be held hostage by these other governments. And so that's where, for us, I think, and other juniors in the space, that's the opportunity now, right? You want to be ahead of the curve. That's what we've been able to do. We've secured some phenomenal projects, all with, work done historically, which tells you that there's something there to build on. And so really that's the opportunity here, is to bring that kind of production home.
So the president is in Asia. He'll likely meet with the Chinese leader sometime this week. You feel that he's hopeful he'll get a trade deal. It's not certain, Deepak, he'll come away with anything substantial or concrete. Do you feel that the price of metals may even benefit from this, even if he doesn't come home with something concrete?
I think so, because I think the macro story is going to stay the same no matter what happens here. I think what you've seen is that China is an unreliable partner. And so for us, I think, in North America here, long term, no matter what happens here, we're going to want to start producing more of these critical metals, gold at home, right? China's stockpiling all these things. I think we're behind the curve. So, obviously I'm optimistic that there'll be some good news out of the meeting, but ultimately, I'm a bit of a China hawk. So I think that long term, we're going to see commodity prices continue to rise. And especially, I think we'll see a decoupling in global pricing. So I think big thing that people often forget, I mean, it's like oil, right? Oil is not priced the same across the world. So why is gold priced the same across the world, right? Why is copper priced the same across the world? We should be pricing these things more locally, because at the end of the day, we want to bring this production home, and we want to make sure that things are fair, right? We can't compete with slave labor in some random country. So
it's an interesting timing for you guys, given all of these big global changes. Deepak, on a personal note, you have an interesting background. You're both a professional geologist, which obviously helps here, but you also have decades of experience in the capital markets. How has that allowed you to build what you regard as a unique business in formation metals?
well, I mean, that's it, right? I think it's useful to be able to walk both sides of the street, so to speak. So I think often you find in our space, you have geologists who become CEOs, and their focus is to turn everything into a research project, and they really they don't get a look at, they can't see the forest from the trees. Whereas you might have somebody who's capital market savvy, very poor technical skills, and they taken advantage of in the field, right? I mean, you got to keep a sharp eye, sharp pencil on the bottom line. And so for me, it's been great because I love building companies, right? Like that's what gets me excited. Obviously, as a geologist, we're drilling right now, looking at the core. It's going well. But what I get excited about is building a company, right? The growth of this company over the last year is that's what I'm passionate about, and that's where this fits in, because when we're assessing projects, when we're assessing, our contractors, what have you, I actually been in the field. I understand what they're doing. I can deal with them. But the same side, we've been able to raise $17 million because I understand the capital market side too. I understand how to build a business, how to, what investors are looking for. And we're very grateful for the support we've received, right? We just recently closed almost 9 million Canadian with some institutions coming in, new investors, old investors. And that kind of support is because they believe in our vision. And so, it's very gratifying. So.
Very exciting for you guys. Deepak Varshney at Formation Metals. Thank you, Deepak. Talk soon.
Thanks for having me.